mis amigos queridos, estoy probando de nuevo mi nuevo GoPro. Voy a beberme un cafecito o pues espresso muy rico y les voy a contar mi versión de una historia muy vieja y lleno de sabiduría. Les voy a contarla en inglés intermedio. A ver quién puede decirme primero de cuál historia estoy hablando. Pienso que es muy obvio, pero tal vez unos de ustedes no van a saber. Así que dime si reconoces esta historia muy famosa. Empecemos. Hello my friends. I'm driving around, trying out my new GoPro, drinking an espresso. Que rico. And I am going to tell you guys my version, okay? This is my version. This is not exactly like the original. There's going to be some differences, okay? And if I say something that is to be funny, okay, it is not. It is not to disrespect the original story, okay? Because I hold these stories in very high esteem. I think that they are full of wisdom and it is beneficial for us to know them, okay? So I am not being disrespectful to this story. I am just trying to bring some good English, some humor. All right, so let's do this. I am going to tell you guys the story from a long time ago, okay? And in my version, this story, it happens to a man named Javier Octavio Benavides, okay? Javier Octavio Benavides, all right? Javier Octavio Benavides was a Mexican man, okay? He was a Mexican man. He was very rich, okay? He had a big family. He had many sons and daughters. He owned a bunch of land, okay? He owned horses. He owned cattle, all right? He owned donkeys and sheep. Javier Octavio Benavides, he had a lot of money, okay? He was a very rich man. But he was also a very good man, okay? He never did things to hurt people. He never did bad things, okay? Javier Octavio Benavides was a good man, all right? He always did the right thing. He loved his family. He treated them well. He never cursed other people. He never hurt anybody else. He helped his community, his friends, his family, okay? Now, Javier Octavio Benavides was also a very religious man, okay? He always prayed, okay? Javier had a very close relationship to God, and God thought that Javier Octavio Benavides was the best man on earth, okay? God thought that Javier Octavio Benavides was the best human on earth. He was perfect. He never sinned. A sin is un pecado, okay? And Javier Octavio Benavides never sinned. All right, he never sinned. So, the devil, Satanas, one day, the devil, he went to God and he was telling God about how the earth, the world, there's so many sinners, so many bad people. And God said, well, have you seen the most perfect man, Javier Octavio Benavides? Have you seen the most perfect man? Okay, God said that to the devil. And the devil, he said, well, he is only perfect because you have given him everything, okay? You've given him richness, money. You've given him a beautiful family. You've given him land. You've given him cattle, donkeys, sheep. You have given him all of these wonderful things. So, of course, he is going to love you, okay? But if you took those things away, he would curse your name. He would not love you anymore, okay? And God, he said, okay, I will prove to you that Javier Octavio Benavides is a perfect man, and he will never turn from me. So he told the devil, go ahead, do what you want to him, okay? You can take away all of his possessions, the things that he owns, but do not hurt the man. Do not hurt Javier Octavio Benavides, okay? So the devil went, and he killed all of Javier Octavio Benavides. He killed all of his cattle, okay? He killed all of his sheep, all of his donkeys, all right? And then Javier's servants, the people who work for him, okay? The people who work for him, they came running to him. Señor Benavides, Señor Benavides. And Javier Octavio Benavides, he is Mexican man. He's a Mexican man, so he said, "Toma suave, güey, que pedo," okay? And then the servant said, all of your oxen, all of your sheep, all of your donkeys, they are dead. They are dead. There was a huge disaster, okay? They are dead. And Javier Octavio Benavides, he said, well, God gave me all of those things, so God can take them away. Todo bien, güey. Todo bien. No hay pedo. Okay, that's what Javier said. Okay? So the devil went back to God and he said, well, I only took his animals, okay? I only took his wealth, su riqueza. But if I took his family, he would turn from you. He would not love you anymore, okay? So God, he said, go ahead, do it. This man is perfect. He will always love me. So the devil went and he killed all of Javier's children, okay? He killed all 10 of Javier Octavio Benavides, all of his children, okay? And once again, Javier's servants, his workers, the people who work for him, they come running. Señor Benavides, we have to tell you something. And Javier Octavio Benavides, he's a Mexican man, so he said, no mames, güey. ¿Qué más? No mames. Okay? Obviously, because he's a Mexican man, all right? So the servant said, Señor Benavides, I am sorry to tell you, but all of your children, tus hijos, all of your children, they are dead. I am so sorry. Okay? So, of course, that broke his heart, all right? Now, if you have children, you know how hard that would be, all right? So Javier Benavides, he cried, okay, lloró. But after he cried, he said, God gave me these beautiful children. God can take them away. Todo bien. So the devil went back to God, and he said, okay, I took his children, but what is most valuable, most precious, precioso to a man is his own skin, su piel, okay, his own health, su salud. So God said, you know what? To prove to you that this is the most perfect man there is, do what you want to him. Do what you want to him. You may harm his body. You may harm his flesh. Okay? So the devil went and he caused sickness, diseases on Javier Benavides. His skin had sores all over it, okay? Javier was in pain, dolor, okay? It was terrible. So Javier, he was in so much pain, okay? He was starting to doubt things. He was dudando, okay? He was starting to doubt his faith, but he did not turn away from God. He thought, what have I done to deserve this? What have I done to deserve this? Why is God punishing me? What did I do? I want to talk to God, okay? So he searched, buscó, he searched for God. And finally one day, God came down and spoke to him. And Javier Octavio Benavides, he said, God, why do you do this to me? I was a perfect man. I always did right. I never broke your rules. I loved you. Why would you do this to me? Why would you do this to me? And God said, Javier Octavio Benavides, do you think that you understand my plan that is in heaven, cielo? You see what is happening on earth, but you do not see what is happening in heaven. Okay, and this was very deep, muy profundo for Señor Javier Octavio Benavides. It was very deep for him, okay? Because he realized, se dio cuenta, that he does not know God's plan, okay? All he knows is what he sees happening, all of the suffering. He sees all of the suffering that is happening to him, but he did not realize that there is something else happening in heaven. There is a different plan, okay? So he did not turn away from God. He did not say, God, I do not love you. He trusted God. He kept his faith in God, okay? He kept his faith in God, and for keeping his faith in God and being a good, strong, faithful man, God returned to him everything that he had. God gave him back his children, his sons and his daughters. He gave him back his land, gave him back his wealth and riqueza. He gave him back all of his animals, okay? And this time he gave him more. He gave him more of all these things. But the most valuable thing, la cosa más valiosa, the most valuable thing that Señor Javier Octavio Benavides, the most valuable thing that he received was wisdom, okay? He received the wisdom, the lesson, la lección, that just because what we see going on around us, the pain, we're losing people, we're losing things, losing money, we see these things, but we do not know the big picture, okay? The big picture of what is going on in heaven if you're religious, okay? If you are not religious, the plan of your destiny, your karma, okay? We only see the things that are right in front of us, the bad things. We do not see the good things that are coming in the future, okay? So this man, Señor Javier Octavio Benavides, he was tested, okay? He was given tests, pruebas, okay? To show that he was going to be faithful, determined, and not give up, all right? And after all of these horrible things happened to him, he received his reward, okay? He got what he deserved. He got his family back, he got his wealth back, his health, and even more. Más de nunca. Okay, that's why I think that this story is a very valuable story, okay? Now, if you're religious, obviously you will think of this like, okay, we always have to trust in God. If we trust in God, that will get us through these hard times because we know that there is a plan in heaven that we cannot see here on the earth. That is the religious way to look at it. But there is also so much wisdom here, even if you are not religious, okay? You have to see that we look oftentimes, muy a menudo, oftentimes we look at the small picture, okay? The things that are right in front of us. But we do not look at the big picture, where we will be in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. Okay, we look at things and it's hard to see past our troubles, okay? That, I think, is the moral of this story. And I think this story is very valuable. So I want to see who will be the first one of you guys to tell me what story this is. All right, my friends? Mis amigos queridos, muchísimas gracias por ver y nos vemos pronto.